choose you. Season 7's our destiny. Let's eat some Alolan food. I choose you.
Hello, and welcome to I Choose You, the podcast about cooking and eating Pokemon. My name is Jeremy Zielik, host and Alton Brown of the group. Joining me this week, as always, is...
your friend on the show, Ben Montoya.
Ian Davis, the Robert Cade of the show.
And Evan Aubrey.
Wow. Cracking a cold one.
Yeah.
Evan, right before we started recording, you said, I'm excited by the news, the food news.
I am.
And I have to know, which headline has got you most pumped today?
Before we get into it, Ian, you're going to have to get on your knees. Because Taco Bell and Salt and Straw are making a collab Choco Taco that will have us all on our knees.
On your knees. Line up.
We fucking called that, right? Like,
We really did.
yes.
Willed it into existence.
We are the Snack Boys fortune tellers.
Yes.
What's fucking crazy about that is we recorded that episode on like a Monday night, which was like the February 12th, I guess that would have been.
Yeah.
And then on February 16th, at the end of the week, they announced this collaboration, further proving the I Choose You bump, the I Choose You soft power diplomacy that we carry throughout the fast food industry. A lot of people are paying attention to us, but not giving us our proper dues, which I can't help but feel a little salty about. But I think we all win. Like the collective wins as a result of that, which
Everyone's hearing us, but no one's listening.
Oh
Yeah. I think each one of these like Yum brands has like a deep state operative who listens to our show and just like kicks it up the chain every day when after a new ep drops, and he's like, guys, on your knees, we've got a new delicious food item process that we've got to like just fire hose the public with.
You think the Taco Bell intern tells the execs to get on their knees? Is that what you're saying? The one who listens to this show is like, listen, guys.
What
I imagine it's like he's in like a basement, and like his like there's a notification on his phone. It's like ding, and it's like there's only like one flickering fluorescent light above him, and like the I Choose You is downloaded on his phone. He hits play. And we're like, Choco Taco. And he's like, oh, shit. And he has to, like, run up, like, 20 flights of stairs. He's like Kenneth from 30 Rock kind of situation.
Oh, yes.
And he has to go all the way to the top and be like, guys, Choco Taco, we're making Baja Blast ice cream. It's all coming together.
The kids want it.
Yeah, and that's how we influence this corporation.
we should, just to like prove that we're the source of it, right? Because like, surely we're not getting credit. We're not seeing the checks roll in because these interns are listening to the show, and then they're like, oh, nobody listens to this shitty fucking podcast. This is my idea now.
Yeah.
I say we go dark.
go dark.
I guarantee if we went
underground.
if we went dark for just
Dark
one
web.
week, Taco Bell stocks would
Food
plummet.
industry would
Oh,
collapse.
man.
Yeah.
Nintendo would shut its doors permanently.
Yes.
Thousands of people laid off.
Yeah.
The global economy thrown into
I don't know
Reggie
if you guys
tosses
saw
his hat on
this.
the ground.
Yeah. I don't know if you guys saw this too, but I think Nintendo's also onto us, because a couple weeks ago we were talking about how excited we were for the launch of the Switch 2 and Waluigi MILF Hunter. And also on February 16th, last Friday, it was revealed that the Nintendo Switch 2 is coming out next year. They're taking it away from us.
Wow.
Taking
they
it
were
away. This is what Nintendo took away from you. Just
Yes.
remember that.
Yes. They hate our freedom to play Waluigi MILF Hunter in the year 2024.
They hate your freedom. They want to take away your guns. They want to take
Yes.
away your MILF Hunters. They want to take away your 2024 Nintendo Switch 2 release.
Guys, I think they actually did hear us, and they were like, "Oh shit, the Switch 2 can't handle the jiggle physics. It's impossible."
Oh,
We
yeah.
need to
Just
scrap it and
debate
start
a little
over.
more. Yeah.
Gotta
The
be ready for
reason
this
that was
double D
was
title.
Yeah, the reason was reported on like Bloomberg or whatever, was that quote unquote the Switch 2 has to have a great launch lineup. And I think they just knew that Waluigi MILF Hunter wasn't there, like
Right.
as the a hit title that they needed to get that product out of the door. So I get it.
It was going to be
understand.
like the PS5 launch. It would have that one game to carry it through.
I mean,
Yes,
Exactly.
we don't have to pretend, right? Like, I mean, after we tried the MILF Hunter game with Reggie, you know, I think we were all in agreement, like, hey, guys, this just isn't, like, I know you guys are ready to drop this tomorrow, but you're going to have to send this back to R&D. You're going to need to back this up at least a year, maybe 2.
Yeah.
Add some open world.
Yeah.
Open world MILF hunting is really what we need.
I actually noticed, I mean, it was kind of refreshing in a certain way, but I feel like it needed some sort of like microtransaction DLC aspect to it. You know,
it needs
like
to be games as a service, Waluigi MILF Hunter, so you get like drops of stuff to improve your MILF hunting. You like open a loot box.
Well, and it just felt like a missed opportunity. Like if we're gonna go big, like we need to for Waluigi MILF Hunter, we have to go there, right? Like, I mean, it's you know, Jeremy, you know all the hot games and the industry, right? Like we got to be competitive.
Yes.
The two things that really frustrated me with the gameplay was that there were only 50 MILF models, like, and after you play put 60 hours into the game, you start seeing the same MILFs, and it really breaks the...
You really caught them all right away.
Yeah, they started with at least 150 Pokemon. I think we can double the number of MILFs in this game to get it to a point that it feels like each one's a new and unique experience.
Also just more inclusive, more diverse, more, you know, like all kinds of different experiences, right? I think that's what we're trying to get at here.
Yeah.
Also, like the first like 5 minutes of the opening scene where like Waluigi like walks out like just butt naked, full frontal, grabs a bath towel and like climbs in with that chick was just clearly a ripoff of The Witcher, and like they just pasted Waluigi's face over him. Kept the same body model.
Yeah. I mean,
it felt kind of derivative. I see what you're saying. Yeah.
Waluigi is played by Henry Cavill in this game. That's why, you know, he's been so booked. That's why he had to leave the Witcher TV show, is because he's like, my true role is being Waluigi and Waluigi MILF Hunter. And I get it. It's the opportunity of a lifetime.
State-of-the-art motion capture.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You thought, you know, playing against like Tom Cruise in a Mission Impossible movie would be like the most like intense performance of his career, but I think he really like is giving it his all to this MILF hunting experience.
Yeah. And I also just one last thing, like I know that there was like, you know, speculation about or possible fears that they might use AI voices for some of the characters. But I think this is a sign that they probably are going to do their due diligence, go back over, you know, really come back to Jesus moment from the production team.
Just a real on your knees moment.
On your knees moment. Yeah, exactly. Because we want to be on our knees for this game. So, like, it really just... If they can really give it that human element, I think that's going to really help.
Sorry, Paul
McCartney. And think of all the MILFs it will employ in the next 6 to 8 months voicing characters for this game.
Right,
this game will pull us out of a recession.
Exactly.
Yes. So... What an exciting news update. You can't fucking turn on CNN or MSNBC and get this hot action.
Not this kind of news.
No.
While we're bumping stuff, I just want to put this out there just to see if it happens. Housing market crash.
Okay.
Fuck. I choose you bump. What's going on?
Make houses affordable for us.
I don't know if I like that one.
You don't
know?
I'm gonna say this. I understand the sentiment that, you know, when the last housing market crashed, it made houses cheaper. But I'm going to propose something else. Zoning reforms that allow people to build more housing, and thus housing gets cheaper because there are more houses available to purchase. That's
the Federal Reserve listens to I Choose You.
Yes.
That's my
proposal.
Were you talking about the Switch 2 launch title Housing Market Crash? It's like Crash Bandicoot's back, but he's like it's like the Big Short. It's like the Big Short meets Crash Bandicoot, right? Like
Oh man,
I'd play that.
God, another great idea. God, Don Draper wishes. That's all I've got to say. It's like we're like at least 4 times better than Mad Men at coming up with anything
Easily.
So, yeah. We haven't run anybody over with a riding lawnmower yet and cut their foot off, but we'll get there eventually.
Yeah.
It's bound to happen.
It's bound to happen. So after that exciting news update, I want to quickly do a LaCroix boys because I noticed, Evan, you had a fun crack there.
It was just a normal crack, just a lemon spindrift.
Okay.
Not quite a fun crack.
Okay. You know what? You can still have fun with your favorite drinks too. Ben, you said you were a little sick, and I noticed you have a hot beverage. What is it?
Yeah, I'm feeling sickies, and I just am drinking like throat comfort herbal tea so that I
Throat goat?
throat. Yep.
Throat
So I can
goat
be the
tea.
throat goat of this podcast.
The Nancy Reagan of the podcast.
Yes.
I'm already on my knees.
Yeah. Ian, I assume you have a nice glass of water or a LaCroix near
You
you?
know what assuming does, Jeremy?
Yeah. Did I get it wrong?
I've got absolutely nothing. I'm fucking going in dry this
dogging.
week. It's terrible.
Yes.
Bone dry.
Oh God.
God, we gotta do a new. This is our Super Bowl ad. I know that was last week. Super Bowl ad is like we're doing a podcast and Ian's like, and like a dust cloud comes out of his mouth.
Yeah.
And it's like, how can we save Ian from being parched? And then like his door gets kicked in. And it's the mug dog, and he's like on your
shit.
knees, and then he pours the the mug root beer down a funnel into Ian. He's like,
Yep.
thanks, mug dog, and he's like, my throat's so soft and liquid right now. I could say anything for 10 hours.
They did
Yeah,
post
we swat Ian, but it's just with the mug dog.
Yes.
just a bunch of mug dogs roll up in SWAT outfits and like fucking
Yes.
take my door down with it's like Lord of the Rings, but instead of the giant wolf, it's the mug dog.
Yes. It's nicer because the guns, instead of shooting bullets, they're water guns, and they shoot mug root beer, and they just
course.
spray you down with it kind of situation. Yeah.
Give me that fizzy blizzy.
So, yeah. All right.
Limited a dish.
I do have not a new beverage, but I do enjoy this one a lot, which is the Santa Fe Social Hour Social Experiment, which is a social hour with cherry flavor. So
That sounds
At what
good.
point,
it's like a
when's it not an experiment anymore? Because you've had like 10 of those.
Yeah. Surely they have enough data.
the data is it's a beer.
Can it just be like
Nice.
social hour theory after they've like done enough experiments?
Right.
My social hour peer-reviewed
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 journal
article.
entry. Yes.
At what point does it become law?
Yeah.
Well, if it became a peer-reviewed article, the price would have to go up like 20 times and be behind a paywall, right?
Oh,
Yes.
true.
Yeah.
Academia.
Except for, yeah. we love academia, don't we, folks? And you know what we love even more than academia is I Choose You, the podcast about cooking and eating Pokemon. Each week on the show, we randomly select a new Pokemon to cook and prepare. We personally design amazing recipes to share with one another, and then we explain our recipes and vote very democratically on who the winner should be. Ben won last week. Am I remembering this correctly? I think
so.
you did. I think you got like everyone's vote last week because you said it was very decisive. That's all I remember. So Ben, why don't you start? Oh, I forgot. Almost forgot. The Pokemon we're cooking this week is Pyukumuku, the vomiting sea cucumber. Which I was like, this. Not only is this Pokemon hard to pronounce, it's literally, I read the trivia and I was like, it's a combination of puke and cucumber. And I was like, oh great,
Refreshing.
what a delightful
Almost appetizing.
yeah, food like base to build it off of. So
They should have just
Ben,
called
if
it
you could-
cucumber. That
Yeah,
could have been
they
shit.
should've just-
Oh, that'd been good.
they should have just called it Pyukumuku. Pyukumuku. There you go. Ben, what's your Pyukumuku recipe?
Pyukumuku. Yes. Well, I was looking at this Pokemon and I felt like one thing that I noticed in the Bulbapedia. Well, actually, this Pokemon has a lot of weird Bulbapedia facts, so I'm hoping that we get to all of them. The I think biggest and most obvious one is that it uses its innards as a weapon, a fist mainly, to crush the competition, defend itself. It also is covered in slime, which can be used as sunscreen, apparently. And it also, something that I thought was interesting, has a symbiotic relationship with Pelipper, apparently.
Oh.
Interesting.
So I was thinking of how I could merge a Pyukumuku and a Pelipper experience. And I landed on like a nice, refreshing bento box lunch.
Nice.
So that would include like a nice little bed of some white rice with like a Pelipper katsu kind of experience with like a lightly breaded fried Pelipper breast with some nice little katsu sauce to kind of jazz it up. And then, maybe like some little dumplings that you can shape in the form of a little Pyukumuku that has like that kind of like it has Pyukumuku flesh that you've like harvested. I'm imagining that the little spikes are not good, so you like chop those off, and then the black stuff. Oh, and then you squish out like all the innards and like the fist and whatnot too. I feel like you don't want that, but
You don't
just
wanna
like
eat fist.
yeah, not trying to get fisted.
You don't, Ben, you don't want a knuckle sandwich.
Oh. Shit.
That would have been so good. I hope someone has a knuckle sandwich recipe.
I wish I didn't think of that literally right now because I did something different. Fuck.
Well, anyway, yeah, I don't necessarily want to eat that because it's organs and guts and whatnot. So, but I feel like once you get all that stuff out, you take off the pink stuff, you can just flatten out the black body and then chop it up, and it's like kind of. I looked up if people cook sea cucumber, and they do it in like stir fries in certain places. Kind of looks like a, I don't know, squishy kind of eggplanty looking texture. So I'm imagining that you can chop that up, put it in a little dumpling, fry that up, and then it kind of it can also look like a Pyukumuku. And then the last thing that I am going to add to this little bento box is some Pyukumu kimchi, which is going to be the another little. You're gonna, instead of putting the sea cucumber in a dumpling and frying it, you're just going to chop it up, ferment it with some spices and some cabbage, and give that sea cucumber a little punch.
Hey.
Fermented punch.
Punch it right back.
Exactly. And then you're gonna have, and so you'll let that sit, and I think for like a few days usually is like a kimchi cycle, and then plop that on there, and you've got some delicious, refreshing Pelipper cuts with some Pyukumuku kimchi, and even some little dumplings to kind of evened out the experience. So that's what I've got.
Do you think animals with actual symbiotic relationships would make a symbiotic meal where if you like eat like a bird that eats bugs off hippos and then you ate a hippo, they would taste good together?
I'm imagining more like a civet coffee relationship where it's like you got to eat whatever was shit out of the other thing and that would taste better or something.
I mean, the Ben didn't like cook that part, but the stomach that's also its fist is kind of like, if you go by like sea cucumber anatomy, that it comes out of its butt. That's also its mouth.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like that.
Close enough. One thing I will say as more of a cautionary tale in case any listeners want to recreate this meal is like making kimchi can be a little dangerous. Sometimes. Because
Did you make it too spicy or something?
Well, no, because I didn't personally make it, but a coworker of mine did at one point, and they were, because it's a fermented thing, and gases build up, and it becomes like carbonated, and so whatever container you have it in, you got to be careful to like ease some of the gas out, because it will in fact explode in your refrigerator if you're not careful.
Nice. Yeah. So you just poke holes in the top of the lid or something?
I think it's like you like leave it on, but not too tight, so it can kind of get out of there, but it's still like carbonated enough.
Right.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Will you use like the Pelipper beak as the box for the bento box?
Whoa. That could be kind of insane. honestly. I kind of like that. Like you
You
open
just
it
like
up.
open it, it's like, and it's like, hell yeah.
Just reach.
It's like lunch boxes that look like
Yes.
pelipper heads.
Yeah.
And then you just like,
Oh.
yeah.
Yeah.
that would sell some units.
Yeah.
Again, the I Choose You bump.
If that shows up on the Pokemon store like tomorrow, I'm gonna be so upset.
We could get. What was that thing people were pointing out in our Discord where it was like it just hugs you, but it's a giant Pokemon, and I was like, it's cute, but it's a little.
Mr. Mime.
It's Mr. Mime, and it's just like you like put it around your shoulder, like your
Just a chair
shoulders, and
buddy.
like it hugs you as you're like doing your like business around the house kind of situation.
Jeremy, are you telling me you don't want the sweet caress of Mr. Mime as you're like doing your day-to-day job? Like, take that
Yeah.
to work.
I don't want Ash's dad's cuck just constantly on my shoulders, kind of situation.
Just a constant reminder.
Just a constant reminder. And if it's also to scale, it's a little freaking me out just a little bit. to how tall Mr. Mime actually is, because then he's a little too short, and I don't know how I feel about that. All right. Next up on the recipe list, let's throw it to Ian.
Thanks, Jeremy.
Good job.
Oh,
So, unlike how fucking parched I am right now, dry as a dry cucumber, we're gonna moisten it up because you take the Pyukumuku, take the slime off them. That's like super. It satiates. It hydrates. It
lubricate.
lubricates. We're gonna make some,
It's like petroleum jelly.
but more refreshing.
Okay.
Making Gatorade.
Gatorade.
Oh,
Making a restorative
Is it going to be like...
beverage.
Okay.
Gets you rehydrated after the big game. You
Okay.
just like crushed you walked up to fucking LeBron and just like crushed a 3-pointer right in his face. You're beat. You go back to the corner. They towel, they're wiping the sweat off your head, and
You crushed a 3-pointer, but you're getting back in the boxing ring.
yeah, you go back to the corner.
You just did a touchdown.
Yep, after the hole-in-one, you go back to the corner, and you get your refreshing Pyukumuku Gatoruku.
Okay.
so
Yeah.
and it's not necessarily like it's not pre-bottled. Do you have just a cooler full of Pyukumukus that you have to like squeeze the slime off of?
Well, you definitely like at the iconic, like the first time it showed up was after the big like polo curling match, and they like poured a big bucket of it
course.
over like the guy. That was definitely like homemade.
they got slime.
Yeah, he got slapped.
And would you say, was it of slime consistency there? So they're like, yeah, dump it. And it like took a minute to like get onto
Yeah.
him.
Well, anticlimactic.
Yeah. And then he was stuck there. But now we have the technology. You can, we figured out that the ppms, how many droplets to put in to get the right.
Oh, parts per million. Yeah, okay. That's an actual thing.
Yeah, Jeremy, you think I just
Pyukumukus
make
per
this shit up?
million.
Yeah, I was like, pukes per minute? What are you talking about?
It's Gatorade consistency now, but
Okay.
but
Oh, thank God.
yeah. So listen, I'm not gonna get into the science of it, but take his slime,
Hold it.
get right off of him. Throw some sugar in there, some fucking electrolytes.
What electrolytes you throwing in there? Which ones
Oh.
do you think would go
Okay,
best?
that's not the right question. Not the right question, Jeremy.
Vitamin B. The shit plants brave. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, in reality, though, like, so when Gatorade was first a thing, they were trying to dial in the secret recipe, and it was like way too salty, and just made people barf. Like that, I imagine this
puke.
takes.
It did famously, first batch that people tried, they all threw up when they drank it because it was so gross.
You really got to dial this one in.
Yes. I was just seeing if like you'd just make it really salty as like a fun bit.
To make him
Ian.
Pyukumuku.
Jeremy, throwing up isn't funny. You think it's funny? It's not funny.
I mean,
It's not a fucking
be.
joke.
I don't know the last time.
Not
I
like
probably
gag barf is a
am
thing.
like the most recent vomiter of the four of us. I got to tell you, I'm over it.
well,
I'm
you
over
gotta
it.
learn. Here's the thing about comedy: is it's funny when it happens to somebody else. A swift kick in the groin is not something I wish to experience.
But
when
You
it
think it's a
happens on
fucking
the
joke, Jeremy?
yeah, it is a fucking joke when it happens on America's Funniest Home
Jeremy
Videos.
loves to see nuts just getting fucking crushed like it's Christmas time.
Yes.
So, would there be any flavor or nutritional value to the slime, the Pyukumuku slime?
Well, yeah, I mean, like, really, like, so in like the biology section of the Bulbapedia, its body is coated with a viscous fluid that allows it to stay on land for a week without drying out. So you drink this shit, you don't have to drink anything again for at least a week.
Or at least a week.
This sounds like some kind of dangerous marketing right now.
Kids,
Do not
This
drink
is the
water.
ultimate hangover cure.
Yes.
Honestly.
So Ian, you take like one slurp, and you're just good.
well, Jeremy, don't be ridiculous. You have to drink the whole damn thing if you want to get the.
Okay,
drink a
you
serving.
drink a bottle
Thank
of yeah, okay, one serving. One bottle usually has like 2.5 servings, which is how they fucking get you. First of all, second of all, you're just good. Like you don't need to drink water again. Okay.
Well, all right. So here, all right. Here's the little warning on at the end of the advertisement. You don't feel thirsty.
Oh, it just suppresses the feeling, but you're still craving.
But you still gotta.
Yeah,
Thirst
sounds,
suppressor.
that sounds bad.
Yeah, instead of a thirst quencher, it's a thirst suppressor.
Oh no, it's like water Ozempic.
Listen,
God damn it.
this is for the gamers. Listen, gamers. You're not kidding me, and I'm not kidding you. You're not getting off that crusty ass couch to go hydrate properly. But like, you're just gonna sit there feeling thirsty and feeling miserable, much like I am right now recording this podcast. Like, your behavior's not gonna change no matter what, right? You're still gonna get 30 kidney stones and die. Why not make it enjoyable by drinking this beverage and forget about it?
Forget about
Don't you think an electrolyte dense beverage might increase the possibility of kidney stones?
I'm not saying it's gonna help you. I'm just saying you're not gonna be in discomfort leading up to your demise. Anyway, flavor wise, you got the blue one, you got the red one.
Okay.
Certainly, there's going to be like
white one?
like a green one that's like cucumber.
Oh,
Flavor.
it is. Yeah.
Cucumber, and it has like Larry the cucumber on it or something.
Yeah, like I'm trying to, like, all jokes aside, I'm trying to channel like Gatorade meets like, you remember that YouTube video of the cucumba guy?
Yeah.
Oh,
of
yeah.
course.
Imagine like that guy.
Vitamins, minerals, put it in your water.
That's what I'm saying. Put it in your Gatorade.
Gotcha. I will say that like the color scheme for Pyukumuku is kind of giving that one flavor of vitamin water. Do you guys know what I'm talking about?
The brown one.
Oh,
No.
the like XXX cherry,
Yes.
or like pomegranate one.
Yeah, the like dark purple.
the
vitamin
NSFW vitamin water.
Right. Yeah, the one that's like.
You know what my favorite thing about vitamin water is that like in the mid to late 2000s, I was like, yeah, I'm drinking this because it's good for you, and then people are like, it's just uncarbonated soda.
Yeah.
like on like health level, it's like got a lot of sugar and calories in it. So
That's his vitamin.
you might as well just drink your Diet Coke or whatever.
That's how they get you.
I drank so many of those as a kid.
Yeah.
I mean, they did taste good because they had a lot of sugar in them. That's how they fucking get you. Ian, I just gotta say, can we get the Pyukumuku Gatorade still in like slime jelly form? Like, I want to imagine like there's a big like vat of it at the basketball game, and you can just like put your hand in it and like scoop some out, and then like slurp it like jelly into your mouth, kind of situation.
Flubber kind of situation.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say no, and here's why. If you want that, you should have voted for my damn aunt's Bugs Life recipe.
You had your chance to slurp
had
up
your fucking
hydration
chance.
with your hands.
And you voted it away. So let freedom bring. Democracy has spoken. Next question.
That was basically it. All I'm saying is that I would love to like see an increase of jelly cubes at professional sporting
And all I'm
events.
saying is,
I mean, I don't.
you
Yeah,
don't
maybe
because you
behind
didn't
the scenes.
vote it. You didn't put your vote where your mouth is, Jeremy.
That's true.
Okay. All right. I'm sorry.
They do have
everybody.
those little jelly cubes of energy or whatever that Gatorade
Yeah.
or Cliff makes. I'm sure
Yeah.
you could easily do that.
I mean,
I've had those where it's like this is a caffeine cube. It's just got like 8 milligrams of caffeine in a like 1-inch cube, and it's like okay, that's cool.
Ben and I had the yummy coconut jelly drink that I can't remember the name of.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
The yummy coconut jelly drink.
And it's that's a little like boba, right?
A little bit, but
Yeah.
better.
Except they're square and it's just pieces of like coconut flesh.
Oh.
Yeah.
All right. Hey, take what you get, and let's hear what Evan has to give to us right now.
Good transition. So I gotta admit, as I was doing some research, I have a confession to make. The internet got me. There was a big got 'em as soon as I fucking read this article as I researched.
Uh-oh.
So, of course, I was being smart. I was being fun. I was like, oh, sea cucumber. Can you pickle it and make a sea pickle? And I Googled it. And then immediately this very professional looking website tells me in this report, a startling report from researchers in Washington indicates that the increasingly acidic waters of the United States Pacific Northwest are turning sea cucumbers into sea pickles. A paper by Dill et al., and that's where I got it. Published April 1st, 2019, describes the salty, acidic brine in which the cucumbers have found themselves marinating. As the pH of the water decreases due to carbon dioxide, anaerobic fermentation slowly turns various species into crunchy, sour snacks.
Got him.
Nice.
Got him.
So that first paragraph, I was like, oh, and then as soon as I was like, oh, Dill, you fuckers.
That character from the Rugrats.
Yeah, exactly.
Let me just say this. Do you think we could finally conquer nature and just make the ocean really acidic and then like throw a bunch of garlic into it and just pickle everything in it all
the
at
ocean.
once? Yeah, just like speed it up a bit and just like you pull out like your fish, your like kelp or whatever, your seaweed, and it's all pickled already, like pre-packaged. And this is like the upside of climate change.
Right.
I don't know if I'd want every fish to be pickled that I eat. But
And like maybe different like river deltas, we could do different flavors. So like one sour, one sweet, one spicy kind of situation. Just in different places.
so that's we could. But anyway, I'm taking these pickles, these sea pickles, and we're going to be making some fried sea pickles, some fried Pyukumuku. So basically cutting them, and I found over the last several months I've been doing a little bit of fried pickle research in various shapes and sizes and the optimal surface ratio and all that stuff, and I found that if you slice a pickle like long ways, so they're like thin strips but like long thin like wide strips, is like the optimal surface area for a fried pickle, I feel like, because you've seen like pickle spears where they're just like the thin little deals. You've seen like the wedge fry those. It's like too much of a crunch, but like when you get the thin wide slice, that's like the optimal
So
size.
you're going like full chip. Is what you're saying.
Basically a pickle chip, but it's not, instead of slices, it's like long
You don't like,
slices. Yeah,
Okay, long slices.
You've had the coins,
yeah.
so like that.
But
No.
not that.
Not
long,
that.
long
Slice
slices.
it hot dog wise,
Yeah.
not hamburger wise.
But not a spear.
Yeah,
Yeah, not a
not a spear.
Yeah. So that's essentially it, and you pair it with a nice little chipotle aioli or something. Give it a little zing, a little kick to it, and I present to you the Pyukumuku Pizzy Glizzy.
Pizzy. Okay.
What do you mean? What?
You like
I mean, it's pretty good.
you like jumped off the diving board and it looked beautiful, and then you belly flopped hard right into the water at the very last second.
But Ian, you don't tell me. I've been to your gigs at like a bar and grill or whatever, or a local
shit.
brewery, and you can purchase some fucking fried pickles. If they called them pizzy glizzies, you would be like, "Let me tell you about the greatest restaurant in the world."
Well, it's funny you do say that because I was at the Cracker Barrel not too long ago.
Oh.
On a date.
Getting some pizzy glizzies.
Well, they did have some pizzy glizzies. Not called that, but the spirit was there.
The spirit moved them, and what did it move them to?
Spirit of the glizz.
Yeah, the Holy Trinity was. I don't know. It said fucking apps, but I did see those, and I was like, "What if we got these?" And Grace was like, "I don't want those," and then I ordered them anyway.
No.
But aren't you glad you did?
You know, I was. They were really good, and it came. Would you believe it? Came with a little. I don't think you can call anything an aioli at Cracker Barrel, but it came with a seasoned white sauce to dip
Flavored mayonnaise.
Yeah, to dip
White sauce.
into. And,
Cracker Barrel is the kind of restaurant where, like, they're still concerned about the assimilation of Italians in the United States kind of situation.
I do have to dress differently when I go there. Actually, ironically, I wore a flannel that I tucked into pants, wore my Carhartt jacket, and like a leather baseball cap, and every fucking guy in there looks just like me, and I was laughing on the inside because I was like,
Yes.
I'm doing this as a joke, but you have to look like that every day.
Press your finest pair of overalls and
Yeah.
walk on in.
All right. Well,
Interesting.
Nice, Evan. I'd glizz the piz.
I don't know why we have to bring glizz into it. It's just that you sliced it hot dog style.
They're long.
Like, that's
Yeah,
where
they're glizzes.
They're,
Okay.
they're long
Yeah.
pickled glizz.
Ben, you can't eat a regular potato chip and be like, I'm a glizz champ. You know what I'm saying? They've got to be long to get to that status.
Wouldn't that be
Right.
That'd be fucking killer if potatoes were shaped like that, wouldn't it? Imagine the fries
You could make that happen.
So if you want to say that, like, you want the potato to be cucumber shaped, is that what you're implying?
Yeah, like if we could like grow potatoes inside of Pringle cans.
Oh. That's the best, like, elementary
No, if a
school
potato
science
could be a
experiment.
perfect cylinder, I would be pretty impressed with that. I'm not going to lie.
Glizzy.
Yes.
Until then, you're stuck with, like, the baby carrot situation where you're just shaving potatoes into these
Yes.
weird nubs.
Well, look, scientists out there, I know we've got the technology. We can do so much with computers and chemistry or whatever. Can we grow a literal cylindrical potato? That's what I want to know. We can grow.
I'll leave it to you, Monsanto.
Yeah, we can make cube watermelons. Why can't we make tubular potatoes? That's all I'm saying.
For as like versatile as the potato, we ain't done shit with its shape. Like we got seeds out of grapes. We got the square watermelons, like you pointed out. But the potato is untapped.
Shape-wise.
Yeah.
Yes.
We have tapped it a lot.
Like cooking-wise,
uses.
fucking out, like everything.
But from a pure aesthetic shape perspective, it's true.
It could
We
be
haven't-
better.
Do more.
It is like a 4 out of 10, like aesthetically.
Well, and famously, they come out irregularly shaped potatoes too. So maybe if we can uniform,
In fact-
like routinize the shape of the potatoes, we can really tap its true
Which
potential.
is wild because of all the vegetables. Like I can't think of any that like is used more often as an insult, right? Like that guy looks like a potato.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
you don't
true.
call people carrots.
Yeah, would you take this picture with? A potato?
Yeah.
Potato quality.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just a potato. I mean,
Couch potato.
couch potato,
Mr.
Wow.
Potato
That's
Head.
true.
Couch.
And yet there is no real potato shape
Really makes
to
you think.
be. I mean, in the same way that there's a shape of a grape or an orange
Yeah.
or an apple. It makes you
Or a
think.
carrot.
Or a carrot.
Radish. Anyway, That's a good point, Ian. We'll take it into consideration. The madmen that listen to this show, fucking Monsanto intern who's in the basement listening to I Choose You as they must every Tuesday.
All of the major corporations interns listening to I Choose You in the basement.
Yeah.
We hear you. We're here for you.
Yeah, first of all, we support you. I know you're like the fucking Steakums social media intern who posted "I can't do this anymore" or something kind of situation. And I know you got like bumped up a little bit to like the prowling the internet for big ideas to take it upstairs. Yeah, well, here's one for you. Make potatoes so you can grow them in any like geometric shape. We talked about cylinders, but let's do cubes, pyramids, toruses.
Honestly, a cubed potato would make it a whole lot easier to cut. I don't know if I'm the only person who has some difficulty sometimes cutting a potato.
Nothing would be wasted.
But nothing would be wasted.
Onions, anything spherical.
Sure.
I mean, onions are tough. I mean, if they were the cube, I would be down to climb. But cylindrical onions would be great because you know how you like want the rings, right?
Oh yeah.
So
Rings
if they're
for
already
days.
like a roll, like cylindrical, and you just like slice them thin down the line, man, you just got easy living. That's all.
Yeah.
God, this is the future
We're
I
fucking
want.
genius. God.
Yes. Oh man, and let's move on from one genius idea to another with the final recipe for the show, which is mine. I'm actually I was a bit perturbed by this because I looked at it. First of all, again, as I mentioned, it is a joke on the word puke and cucumber, not particularly appetizing as a as a food item. Which is unfortunate. And then I looked up recipes for sea cucumbers, and I went to the good old Wikipedia article on cucumbers for food, sea cucumbers for food, and there was a section where I was like, they taste bad and are hard to cook, but you can't do it. And I was like, well, that's not a good sign. And I went back to the Pyukumuku Bulbapedia page, and I did some more research, and I read that its design... with its eyes, and even though its like mouth is kind of like the cat asshole kind of like star shape kind of situation, its mouth and its tail are specifically designed in a way so it kind of looks like a rabbit.
Yes.
Kind of because it has like the cottontail and it has kind of like the rabbit nose shape.
Also modeled after a bunny slug, I think is what they talked about.
Oh yeah. So I decided let's take the Pyukumuku and maybe do kind of like a rabbit recipe with it to kind of like change it up a little bit. So I looked up a bunch of I just like looked up rabbit recipe and I was like what we can get to. And I got to this website called, I guess, honestfood.net, and it says hunter gather cook. And they just had a huge list of recipes, but I just want to highlight that this recipe isn't just on rabbit recipes. It is rabbit, hare, and here's the kicker, squirrel recipes. So
Are those the same?
all these recipes, you can use these 3 different types of meat: rabbit, hare, and squirrel. I feel like squirrel is kind of like pushing the limits of those that kind of like SAT, like one was like the other kind of situation. But sea cucumber is most commonly eaten in Southeast Asia, so I wanted to do kind of like an East Asian recipe. So I went in with this recipe called for Sichuan rabbit with peanuts, and we're going to replace the meat of the rabbit with the flesh of the Pyukumuku. And again, it's just funny to me that the this recipe says 2 rabbits or squirrels. So it is really
Catch
just
your neighborhood
interchangeable.
squirrel.
Yes, you could just get these fucking squirrels anywhere, I guess, and make anything you want.
That's wild that it's like an equal replacement.
Equal parts.
It's not like 4 squirrels for 2 rabbits. It's just
Depends on where you live. The squirrels around here are
Are they?
gigantic. Oh yeah, they eat well.
Well, this episode isn't just for the interns in the basement of marketing buildings, but also the interns in the wilderness out there trying to make a decent meal.
The wilderness
So if you can't find rabbits, if you can't find rabbits, squirrels will do in a pinch.
Yeah.
Equal parts squirrel to rabbit.
I also want to highlight that the first instruction in this recipe is simmer the rabbits. You can cut up your rabbits or you can just chop them in half with a cleaver. You're going to pull the meat off anyway.
What?
Huh? Just chop them in half?
And then
Yeah, just
in
get
half will do.
Just get a big knife and just go whack, and then you're good to go.
I don't think that's how that works, my guy. Okay.
Anyway, this recipe does actually sound like good. Like conceptually, it's good. I don't know if you guys
Take me
have ever.
there.
Have you guys ever eaten rabbit before? Like had like a rabbit
Yeah.
stew or anything like that?
I don't know, actually. I don't think so.
I have, and I ate rabbit a fair amount of times when I was in China. Sorry, I brought it up again. And it's good. It tastes good. So like it's like a thing that it's like. I talking about this website, it's like kind of seen as like a little like kind of roadkill-y kind of thing.
Yeah.
In the U.S., but it's good it turns out well, kind of situation. Anyway, so we're gonna get the Pyukumuku. We're not gonna use a knuckle sandwich, so we're gonna leave that out. And I'm gonna agree with Ben. We're gonna just kind of use the outer black flesh of the Pyukumuku for this recipe. For Ian, we could supply him with the slime, because we're not going to use the slime in our cooking tonight. So we're going to get the Pyukumuku, some ginger, onion, soy sauce. We're going to get some roasted peanuts, scallions, black bean pate, peanut oil, chili bean paste, sugar, and sesame oil. And we're going to basically what we're going to do is we're going to braise the Pyukumuku meat with some stuff, and then we're gonna make some the toppings with the sesame seed. Put in those Sichuan peppercorns so it can gives that like that zang that you get from that section of China. Once our rabbit is done, we're gonna bring it out. We're gonna saute it a little bit to give it like kind of like with the rest of the stuff to give it that like nice texture, kind of like glaze around it. We're gonna get some rice, put that down, slam the Pyukumuku meat on top of it. I actually think that the slime might be good for constructing some sauces in this occasion kind of situation. So we might throw that in there for a nice coating as well. And I think that would meld well with the rice, kind of like mix that together, kind of make it all fit together. And that's the recipe. And you've got Pyukumuku, Sichuan Pyukumuku, to the rabbit of the sea to eat and have a good time with. And that's my
All
recipe.
right.
Delicious.
Any questions?
I mean, I guess the main thing I'm stuck on is like you are making a comparison between the sea cucumber and rabbit texture.
Now I didn't. I'm just saying I'm going off of the information on the Bulbapedia page, which says the design of the Pyukumuku is partially inspired by a rabbit.
Okay.
So it is
Right.
kind of a sea rabbit.
Right.
Yes, Ian.
is if I don't have sea cucumbers, is it equal replacement with the sea rabbits? So 1-for-1.
So are you saying are the sea cucumbers replaceable with the sea rabbits?
Yeah, like in a 1-to-1 ratio, similar to squirrels and rabbits.
Yeah. Yes, 100%. like land squirrels and rabbits are apparently exactly the same according to this website. Sea rabbits and sea cucumbers are exactly the same.
1-to-1 ratio. Okay, cool.
You just gotta get your giant cleaver and just chop them in half and take the meat off. So
That's some wild shit.
let's recap our recipes for the show. From Ben, I completely forgot. It fell out of my head when we got back to the segment. What was your recipe again?
A bento box
Bento
featuring Pyukumu kimchi, amongst
Yes.
other things.
And Pelipper. Yes, that was the thing. Got that going. Ian had Pyukumuku Gatorade. Evan had Pyukumuku Pizzy Glizzy. I could never forget that kind of situation. And I had Pyukumuku Sichuan Pyukumuku prepared, Rabbit of the Sea. So everyone please vote And Ben will tell us who the winner is.
The winner for the penultimate episode of season 7 is Ian Davis with 2 votes.
Oh.
I got a vote and Evan got a vote.
All right.
Ian, you just fucking slimed me. So
Limed.
Bring out the slime.
yeah. All right, that's great. Let's move on to everyone's favorite section of the show. It's called Whale Lords Mail Hordes, where we read your emails sent into ichoosepod@gmail.com. That's ichoosepod@gmail.com. We have no actual email sent in this week, but we do have a recipe sent in on our Discord from Pokemaniac Chris. Ben, can you read this recipe?
Actually, does someone else mind reading it? Yeah. Want to see
Okay.
it.
I'll read. Believe it or not, this is one of the more legitimately edible ones. Dried sea cucumber is a common health food in parts of Southeast Asia and China. According to Wikipedia, it is tasteless and bland, quite difficult to clean and prepare, and has to be stewed in a flavorful broth to give it some kind of taste.
So this is the Wikipedia article I read, and I was like, we got to move away from this as a meat base.
They're leaning in. But however, sea cucumber is also reputed to have aphrodisiac properties.
Oh.
So it's not all bad news.
Oh, okay.
Whole Pyukumuku are commonly prepared the same way in Alola, steeped in a rich broth of toro stock filled with Cantonian spices, then served with Paris mushrooms, far-fetched leeks, and minced fomantis. They are often tactfully offered to couples dining in restaurants just before dessert. Pyukumuku can also be farmed for their organs, which they can expel through their anuses and subsequently regenerate. It's easy. Just prod them until they fart out their lungs, chop them off, and come back in a week and do it all again.
Oh, whoa.
Much more ethical than foie gras. The organ meat is ground up with seasonings and milk cream to make a sort of pâté. Unlike chicken or duck pâté, Pyukumuku pâté is usually very sweet, flavored with honey and a light spritz of bound sweet juice. Rightly or wrongly, it is even more renowned for its aphrodisiac properties than whole Pyukumuku, and might be served as a dessert to that same couple from earlier if the restaurant staff suspect they really need a little help. If you ever find yourself in that position and are really desperate to make it a home run, try washing your Pyukumuku down with the most potent aphrodisiac of all, a can of guava LaCroix.
Oh, shit.
Ian has confirmed this from us, is that the guava LaCroix will get you the most horned.
Guava, the most horny of the LaCroix.
Yes. Thanks so much for writing in, Pokemaniac Chris. We appreciate that. And now, normally is when we would do Pick-a-Mon, where we pick next week's Pokemon, but we're going into the end of the season. So next week will be our special best of season 7. So if you still have a moment from the last 30 episodes that you really want to highlight for us, please send them in our way. We already got some fantastic suggestions, but we're always open for more. So send that in. You can email it to us, ichoosepod@gmail.com. Submit something on the Discord. Send us a message on social media, and we'll try our best to incorporate as much as we can into the season best of. Season finale, we're doing a special couple of things. One, it's going to be a live episode on March 3rd. So please be there. And what's the exact time we're going for again, Ben?
It's going to be at 4 p.m. Pacific on our YouTube channel.
Yes.
So go ahead and subscribe, and that way you won't be able to miss it when it does pop up.
Hit that bell.
Hit that bell, as they
like
say.
And subscribe. Well, I mean, I think this episode will finally put us at the Mr. Beast level. And obviously, Mr. Beast has an intern in the basement of his building listening to our show at all times. Then we're gonna be put over that level. So yes, a live episode March 3rd, 4 p.m. Pacific, 7 p.m. Eastern time. Please listen; it will be great fun, and you'll laugh, you'll cry, you'll learn the true meaning of life.
We're gonna do
season 7 finale.
Yeah, so we're going to do some fun special things that we haven't done before, but we're also going to do we're going to do like a potluck style episode like usual, except we're doing one Pokemon from the Alolan region and one old Pokemon from the previous generations. So that's the challenge, is each one of us are going to bring a recipe that incorporates one Alolan and one previous Pokemon, and it has to be a food and a drink.
Yes.
So
we're going to be our own sommeliers next time, where one Pokemon will be put in a drink of some kind, and one will be prepared, and we've got to decide the best match of the two kind of situation. How we'll put them together. So that's our idea for next week. We've also got a bunch of other fun things, including the voicemail request. So we'll take audio messages from listeners, play them live on the show. If you want to do that, record yourself like on a voice memo on your phone and email it to ichoosepod@gmail.com. This is how we did it the last time we do it. We don't actually have a phone line we can call, unfortunately. But this will get your voice on the show, which I'm sure you'll be delighted to hear. So
you can share your recipe. It's the 5-year anniversary, so you can share your favorite episode, or if you just want to like give a happy 5-year anniversary shout out, whatever. It's going to be cool though. You'll be able to hear your voice on the show, and we'll be able to hear your voices, which is always fun. Yeah,
and as Ben said, not as only is it the season finale, it's legitimately, is it exactly 5 years since the first episode posted?
I think it'll be off by a couple days, but yeah.
Okay, so it's our 5th birthday. We're finally like gonna go to preschool. It's very exciting. So be there and be square. March 3rd at 4 p.m. Pacific, 7 p.m. Eastern. I Choose Pod on YouTube. It's gonna be fucking great. Be there. All right. So that's the promo for the season finale. I've been watching a lot of British television, and they call season series over there. It's been in my mind. Season finale. But now, let's do plugs. Tell us where we can find you on the internet. Ben.
You can follow me on Instagram at Ben C. Montoya, or on Tumblr at thefearandnow.tumblr.com. And you can donate to the Palestinian Children's Relief Fund in the link description in this episode.
I would say The Friend and Now would also be a good name for a podcast. Ian, let's do you.
Yeah, type in www.instagram.com. Search music Ian Davis. Hit the follow button. Close your laptop. Go about your day.
Oh.
All right.
That's all it takes, listeners.
Evan.
Yeah, you can follow me on Posts, if that's a platform that anyone uses. I do. A lot of fun design things at _van.
All right. You can follow me on Twitter at VelocityPrime1, on Blue Sky at VelocityPrime1, on Tumblr, VelocityPrime1, and check out some old writings that I enjoy a lot at the-avocado.org. Jeremy Zielik, that's the-avocado.org. All right, let's wrap up the show. I almost just went straight to the end. I Choose You, podcast about cooking and eating Pokemon. You can find us on your favorite podcasting apps, including Apple Podcasts, YouTube Music. Is that what it is these days instead of Google Play?
Yeah.
Yep.
YouTube Music, Spotify, or podcast catcher of choice. If you like our show, give us a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts and Spotify to help us go up the ranks. We very much appreciate it. If you want more I Choose You goodness, follow our social media pages, I Choose Pod, on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, Threads, Tumblr, and Blue Sky. It's a good time, I promise. And then head on over to our Discord. The I Choose You Discord. Links available in the episode description. You can hang out with fellow Choosies, submit recipes, participate in community events. All that good stuff is all over there at the I Choose You Discord. It's a good time. It's a lot of fun. There's been a lot of heated discussion in the past week or so about burritos versus wraps, the appropriateness of certain furries, all that kind of stuff, all in the I Choose You Discord. Last but not least, check out our official website, ichooseyou.menu. ichooseyou.menu is a full episode archive and merch store, including the Poke Burger t-shirt, which will make an excellent birthday present, or I don't know what's coming up in March as a holiday.
An Easter present?
Yeah, an Easter present. Cool. The Easter Bunny, the Easter Low Punny came and gave you a Poke Burger t-shirt. So purchase that at ichooseyou.venue.
How about this? Buy a Pokeburger t-shirt for the I Choose You 5-year anniversary special. That way you'll feel like a real cool person and an OG fan when it does
We'll be wearing ours. Will you be wearing yours?
Ooh,
Yes.
there you
Pokeburger
go.
t-shirt and perhaps apron.
All listeners who show up wearing the Pokeburger shirt are going to be entered into a drawing to receive a thumbs up from me.
Nice.
Oh, that's coveted.
I thought you were going to say all of the people wearing a Pokeburger t-shirt would be entered into a drawing to win a Pokeburger t-shirt.
You got one, but do you want two?
Yeah. All right. Now let's finally wrap up this show. I've been your host and Alton Brown of the group, Jeremy Zelig.
I'm your friend on the show, Ben Montoya.
I'm your Robert Cade, Ian Davis.
And I'm your Evan Aubrey.
And to all the listeners out there in Radioland, in a while, Totodile.
We've been consuming, presuming, leguming, cracking cans and having feasts, punching, crunching, slurping, Pokemon and Ultra Beasts. I choose you. Season 7's our destiny. Let's eat some Alolan food. I choose you.